Hello, judges by the audience in everyone present. My name is Emily. Today, I will make a motion in G2000 that that if strong people does not need strong leaders. As the first affirmative speaker, and then that we support this motion. Let's start with what strong people is. Strong people as a defining person is not actually like a strong maximum or just holding weights. I mean, a strong person or strong people is means some characteristics, how they judge on things, and while a strong leader is mostly like a leader but have strong ways to lead. But this motion actually ends was with scenario that we must prove that strong people doesn't really need all these leaders about. They can do it themselves anyway. So they can be leader themselves even though there's all normal people, but they are strong people themselves. So that doesn't mean that they are weak or anything. As first we define after define, we will go start into framing. Our team says today is we can prove that this already state our model. But to clarify, what does it mean that wow all these strong people should be the law and all these strong leaders should die? Or maybe should be neglected. But what does it mean that? It means that even though there are strong leaders or even though there's no leaders, these strong people can still lead, can still survive. This is an example of Ella Baker and Achieve 2000. We will now focus on the info slide, which mostly the first part of the information about Ella Baker and how she says in this quote. Just gonna use this as a motion. Let's start with our first. Even though our opposition says that we are absolutely wrong because Ella Baker or any kind of people with strong people doesn't mean that everybody will be the one who actually judge and who the best, and even though there's no leader, they always say that well we need a strong leader, be quiet, while strong people doesn't do anything. You misunderstand. What do we start today? We start with a strong leader. We start with someone to be strong. We start with determination to do things, and that's where strong persons come up. Which doesn't mean that everybody can be a strong person. What means that some of us have that idea that we could do something strong, but that means that we don't do something strong. It means that we have a strong way to do something, right? Like maybe but not in the way that we do something, with the way be like in civil rights movement in the social slide, and also where we use the right to was later, right? This is how this should be, and you will recognize our framing actually wrong. Let's turn to our first argument that people with strong emotions can't actually go over the way the path leads them to. At first thought, you may be imagining that this is absolutely wrong. How we start with a person and how this is a false scenario. But look at it again. How do you start with Ella Baker? Ella Baker, even also a woman, is the one who help this kind of Arthur Luther King. He's a Black American, and these black people have been treated like slaves. This is a problem. But then people heard about civil rights, and they wanted to. They tried their best. At that time, we never stopped the leader yet. But then Arthur Luther King is coming, even before Arthur Luther King. Even before this took example on a proof that Ella Baker was herself doesn't really need us at the time. Even she older, she helped to give birth to him. She helped her to help Arthur Luther King mother give birth to the Arthur Luther King. She even started, and even though Arthur Luther King still small, she began joining the NAACP, the NAACP. Well, helping other students. And that's when, even though that he is actually small at that time, she can, even though there's no strong leader yet, she can still continues. She can go on with all her life without being disturbed, right? even before Martin Luther King, which shows that she have not really a strong determination, but this is for an example that she can go through all that. We're showing you now with her second point here is the second argument. She has strong emotions that can go over this. Let's start with how we love something. If we doesn't love something yet, we may see that this is normal and actually neglecting it. Like for example, I am the one who doesn't like really to brush my hair. Well, not exactly that. I don't like to do too many tasks, or maybe. But actually, the one I don't really like is to recustomize my room. This is where I would neglect and stood there forever. But the one I really liked the most in here, as Ella Baker have a love for her country. She decided to do the civil rights movement start at the first. She understand that she can join Luther King. Martin Luther King. She even told that she has strong emotions. She said that I believe for this country. She believes that really. It doesn't. If she doesn't believe, then how can she be a civil rights movement? It doesn't mean she might be betrayal. She might even do something wrong in her country. But as here, this motion doesn't mean that people have to be aggressive or have to be always strong facial expressions, which means that she have a strong loving heart and approach to her country to do civil rights. We prove her here because she joins many things, even after Luther King accepts her. This is why we prove that she is a loyalty woman. And she, even though she's just a normal woman and normal lady, but to recognize her, she had to go through many things. And that's where we recognize her as a strong people. Don't need strong leaders. So in conclusion, our way in here, in our team we believe that even we have people have a chance to do something. And they are strong, even though they have dozen leaders. But the opposition barely had depending on all these leaders, just because people could not speak up. This is where their voice came silent. Or maybe they wasn't even recognizing them. Because people really want to recognize themselves and being them as the first star, so they have to do it anyway. So conclusion, that's why we win this debate.